I know life can be stressful. We can stress about the people around us, the situation we're in, where we're going in life, all of the uncertainty in life. I get it. Our mind races, it gets out of control. But we need to understand and appreciate that we are human beings. Human beings. We need to start being. And what does that mean? It means to be in the present moment. It means to be grateful, to understand that yes, there is times to work and think about life, but sometimes you just need to. It's a balance, and I think a lot of us are very unbalanced, where we're constantly thinking, stressing, and trying to improve. Which, perfect, right? That's great. But there has to be a balance, and that other balance is just being. At the end of the day, we are still creatures. We are still a part of nature, even though society is built around disconnecting from nature and connecting to our phones and all this artificial things. But we have to connect to nature because we are creatures. We are human beings just like anyone else. We are built out of flesh. We're going to die just like everything else. We come and go. So, it's really easy to get caught up in this and that. And I sometimes I know this, but sometimes even I catch myself where I'm just chilling, right? And or maybe I'm doing something, and while I'm doing that, I'm thinking of just things that I need to do. Like my brain is telling me, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this. But then I have this other realization where it's like, do I really need to do that? A lot of voices in our head are kind of empty, just kind of empty, weightless thoughts. But we often attach them. We take them at face value, and we really let them weigh us down. We carry. It's like all of our thoughts that we get, we just carry them onto our shoulder. We put them in our backpack, and now we're just walking throughout the day. We're walking in life, and this stuff is just weighing us down. And instead of walking and enjoying the nature, listening to the sounds of the birds, the trees, the branches, all we can think about is how this backpack is weighing us down and how hard it is for us to take the next step. Every step seems harder and harder because as you go, you keep putting more things in your backpack, you know? And that's what happens in life, in our brains, when we don't balance this, when we don't balance our work and, our self improvement and our thinking with just being present. Your brain needs time to rest, and doom scrolling is not resting. Sitting on the couch and watching a TV show is not mentally resting. Physically, you are resting, right? But mentally, your brain is still comprehending everything, especially when you doom scroll. I've already talked about this. I'll link it. But especially when you doom scroll, your brain is creating all these emotions and perspectives and thoughts and opinions on every single video you scroll, and this cycle happens every 5 seconds. So it just overdrives your brain. So we need to rest. And how do we truly rest? What I like to do is meditate. I like to meditate. I like to also sometimes, like, if I get back from dinner or I get back from work, whenever I just have the time to myself, I try to just sit in my room with no phone, no nothing. I just sit in my room. I allow myself to become bored. I also talk about this. I'll link this one too. That's where you guys gotta watch my past videos. But anyways, just allowing yourself to be bored just completely cleanses your mind, and it even regulates your nervous system. I learned that when we walk, our brain is now kind of focused on. Our brain prioritizes when we're walking the physical nature of ourselves. Our brain prioritizes that, right? So it allows you to kind of get out of your head, and it allows your nervous system to regulate. Once your nervous system is regulated, you are aligned. Your emotions don't race. Your thoughts do not race. It's just your whole life just has a lot more clarity when you regulate your nervous system. When your nervous system is not regulated, that's where anxiety comes from, because things are not regulated. So now your body does not know how to process all of these inputs in the way it was designed to. So that's why you feel all out of whack. That's why you feel stressed all the time. Why you feel angry, why you get annoyed very easily, is because your nervous system and your brain they're on two different pages of this book. They are not working together at all. They're often working against each other. So what we need to do is meditate, walk in nature. That's something I need to get better at, because I'll be honest, I don't really walk in nature too often. But when I do, it feels amazing. And I know all the benefits, but that's something that I need to get better at. But just allowing your brain to rest, that's the biggest thing. And once you do that, once you allow your brain to rest, once you get comfortable with boredom, now even in your day-to-day life, you'll have less thoughts of things that you need to do that are really not that important. Your life begins to slow down, your brain begins to slow down. And actually, I've noticed that once you do this, doing the tasks that actually have to be done become a lot more smoother. You procrastinate less, and everything just becomes way smoother. At least that's what I've noticed in my life. Even when it comes to little things like, let's say, your room. When I'm locked in, when I'm meditating, when my mind is pretty clear, even it's just easy to clean my room, because you just take action immediately. There's a cup on the table, you pick up the cup immediately. There's a little piece of trash on the floor, you throw it away immediately. There's no second thoughts. And when I'm not locked in, let's say, I see that cup and I need to take it, and then I go somewhere else and do something. And it's like, I need to take this. It doesn't happen, And that kind of just bleeds into all other aspects of your life. You become a lot more tidy, So doing all of that, the meditating, all of what I said, that helps us become human beings. We need to start being. That is the message for this video. We need to start being. Why? Because we are creatures. We are nature. So, and another thing that helps me is finding things to be grateful for. Even if your life sucks, there's things you can be grateful for. I guarantee it. Be grateful that you woke up. Be grateful that you have a bed to sleep on. Be grateful that you have your vision, that you can walk, that you can talk, that you can hear, that you can listen to music, that you have parents or good people around you. Whatever it is, we all have the capability to be grateful. Be grateful for the sound of the birds. If you have nothing in life, you can listen to some birds, Be grateful for this video. Like this video, please. But yeah, and once you do this, there's a time and place for everything, And we need to make time for this, I feel like a lot of us don't, especially in a society where you're told that you have to be somewhere else, and that you have to look forward to the next season finale, or that at this age you need to own this, and you see your friends doing this, or you see random people you don't know on social media having this, and they're a year younger than you, and you just start to race. And that's what I'm saying, where your mind creates all of these thoughts that you need to be somewhere, but you don't. That is all distractions. Those thoughts do nothing for you. The only place you need to be is right now. Be in the present moment, because you are a human being. So, hope I got my point across. Very important. Try it out. It makes life a lot more smoother. Like the walking analogy I said. Once you do that and you become present, you throw that backpack off of your shoulders, and your walk in life becomes a lot more smoother. So if you appreciate the video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do all that, and thank you for listening.